MG, that thing is huge! Huge! Please tell me I got that on camera.
It wasn't that I just felt it, but I actually bummed screamed. I'm trying to take it easy today because I had another bleed this morning and it was way heavier than if you watched our video on the day that we flew out here, just before or as we boarded the flight. I had a slight bleed and it was like pinky. This one this morning was much more. It wasn't to a point where it was like soaking through my clothes or anything like that. It was just when I wiped, but it was bright red, like proper full-on bright red, and quite a lot from what I thought. And it happened for about an hour or so. Maybe even 2 hours. So I don't know, I've still had no pain. I was sick after. I don't know, there's not really much we can do whilst we're out here other than worry, which is so frustrating because it's hundreds of, we do have travel insurance, but it doesn't cover like reassurance scans and things like that.
My pregnant wife.
So the fact that I've got no pain or anything, I'm just trying to take as a positive, and I guess we'll just see what happens. But it's such a worry, guys. It's such a worry because I know like bleeding in pregnancy from my last post is quite common, and that a lot of ladies, a lot of you girls, ladies watching this, sorry, have had bleeding in pregnancy and you've had success stories. But just because it's never happened to me before, like in any of my 3 pregnancies. I thought I would fill you guys in on the pregnancy and how it's going, because we've received quite a few emails asking. So I'm actually 11 weeks today, which I'd love to say is so exciting, but I'm so worried about this pregnancy. It's not even funny. So I haven't had any more like bleeding or anything, and obviously I'm still really struggling with sickness. But I did speak to our pregnancy, what they called? I call her a consultant, yesterday on the phone. She's only in on a Tuesday. So I spoke to her yesterday and she said it sounds like I'm having a threatened miscarriage, which freaked me out when I looked that up online. However, she did say it was a really good sign that I've still got obviously all the symptoms and sickness and everything, but until I actually get a scan, then she can't say like for certain either way. There's a thing that I read up online where your cervix can be open, and if your cervix is open, then a miscarriage is inevitable. I'm hoping that's not the case. But after hearing that and after reading up online and things, I decided that I do really need to get a scan whilst we're out here, just for reassurance. I do have a scan booked the day after we get home, but I can't wait that long, like not knowing what's going on. So we've done some research this morning and found a place really close to where we're staying, and they do reassurance scans for, I think it was $95 or something like that, which I thought was actually really reasonable. But it doesn't work the same as the UK over here in Australia, and you actually need a doctor's referral now, even if you're paying for a private scan. And so then we spoke to the lady on the phone. She says we need to go see a doctor, and a doctor referral note is going to cost about $75. So I think we're still going to do it because obviously we need the reassurance and we need to know what's going on. And I don't know, I kind of don't feel like I can relax at all. I'm constantly worrying about it. It's always at the back of my mind, and I feel like if we could get a scan just to know what's going on either way. At first I was too scared to get a scan. I didn't want to know. I was like, no, oh my gosh, I don't want to know. And now I'm the opposite. I'm like, no, I do actually really want to know what's going on either way, because I'm driving myself crazy. Obviously, like I've said, I've still got really bad symptoms, so I'm praying that everything will be fine. But I think we're going to go and get that scan tomorrow, because by the time we land today, the clinic will have closed. We're going to be doing some husky rides today. Can't wait. Snowmobiling. Well, the girls and Chris are. It's not suitable for pregnant people. They did say if you want to, it's up to you, it's your choice, but it's not worth the risk for the sake of a quick ride, is it?
No.
So I'm not going to be doing it. But on first. Yay!
Alright.
Oh my god, yes, I'm so excited!
Let's work.
Yay!
Go on, babe. See ya. And I am just terrified every single day that this relentless hounding that we're going through right now is going to cause her to miscarry our baby. I wasn't to rise to any hate on any level, no matter how bad it was. And believe me, that alone has been one of the hardest things I have ever had to do. All of the continued relentless harassment that Sarah and I are facing online at the minute, especially on Twitter, is disgusting. It's absolutely outrageous. And that alone is the only reason Sarah and I no longer have our Twitter accounts. I am constantly terrified at the minute that the stress of everything that's going on, the stress of all of this relentless hounding that Sarah and I are being faced with right now, I'm so terrified that this is going to cause her to miscarry our baby. I am constantly terrified at the minute that the stress of everything that's going on, the stress of all of this relentless hounding that Sarah and I are being faced with right now, I'm so terrified that this is going to cause her to miscarry our baby. I am constantly terrified at the minute that the stress of everything that's going on, the stress of all of this relentless hounding that Sarah and I are being faced with right now, I'm so terrified that this is going to cause her to miscarry our baby. I am constantly terrified at the minute that the stress of everything that's going on, the stress of all of this relentless hounding that Sarah and I are being faced with right now, I'm so terrified that this is going to cause her to miscarry our baby. I am constantly terrified at the minute that the stress of everything that's going on, the stress of all of this relentless hounding that Sarah and I are being faced with right now, I'm so terrified that this is going to cause her to miscarry our baby. I am constantly terrified at the minute that the stress of everything that's going on, the stress of all of this relentless hounding that Sarah and I are being faced with right now, I'm so terrified that this is going to cause her to miscarry our baby. Have I ever done anything that could be classed as sexually grooming somebody? No. Hell no.